Medix has been working with Ford vehicles in the ambulance industry for 23 years. We produce probably 700-800 trucks a year. The vehicle integration system is a way for us to program and tie in without cutting and splicing into wires. It takes away a lot of labor. We don't have to basically tear the dash apart, splice into wires. We go right to one central point. We program the chassis and then we just tie into what we need and a half a dozen connections and they're done.
As vehicle electrical architectures get more complicated, the Vehicle Integration System 2.0 allows the upfitter to access these signals through the module, so they have an easier and quicker time programming their upfit functions accordingly.
The vehicle integration system actually cuts down on time for us to build the truck, possible damage, bad connections for tie-ins and splices. Anytime we can eliminate that on a vehicle, it's a benefit to us.
The upfitters use the software tool, we call it the logic editor, and they're able to then customize the functions that the fleet drivers can then access through the vehicle's touchscreen.
Once we have our program written, it saves us a lot of time per vehicle. We basically have one program and we can program it over and over and over again in every vehicle that we use. And the wiring's the same, the connections are the same, everything just seems to work. Secure engine idle allows the EMT to set that, exit the vehicle with their keys in their hand, lock the doors. They can go out on the call and not have to worry about anybody jumping in the truck, driving away with it.
So previously, Medix or an upfitter would have to use a special harness to make this function work, where now they're able to use the logic editor, push this function to the vehicle, and they're good to go.
All this would go in behind the dash. The secure idle that Ford has in their system replaces this. It's all OEM, it's more reliable. It's just a better way to do it all along. The auto eject shoreline, it'll eject the cord off the side of the vehicle so they can get in the truck at their station, start the vehicle, not have to worry about going out and unplugging a cord. Before, when we had to do this option, we would have to splice into a start signal on the chassis somewhere or add an aftermarket module to pick up that signal out of the OBD2 connector. The switches that we used to have to work to integrate into step lights on the running boards, we used to have to put magnetic contacts in the ends of the dash, and now we can just run wires to the vehicle integration system and it works.
Ford Pro has dedicated resources that help train the upfitter in how to use the logic editor tool, and there's also resources available to help troubleshooting when issues come up.
The experience with the Ford Pro team has been very beneficial. They're very easy to work with. They actually brought a whole team down here and trained our staff how to program the trucks, write our software, and program our first chassis. Using the Vehicle Integration System 2.0, we don't have to buy aftermarket products. We don't have to splice into wires. We don't have to tear components apart. It's more reliable because it's a Ford product. There's no doubt that it's going to function correctly.